Okay, you know, sometimes you want to get a sample. So what I tend to do also, I'll take a sample from the computer, and I'll get better accuracy from it, I get my time stretch capability. I'm going to take a sample in Pro Tools, for example, right here. And I go in Pro Tools, now listen to my sample. I may want to use that sample. I'll stretch it out a little bit. I'll pull up my trim tool. And now I may just want to get the front just right. And move it in a little bit, like that. Get the end just right. Just where I want to have it, the front and the back right. And I'll move this over a little bit. Get the end just right, so I know I'm going to have here my sample size. And get it right to the edge of the sample right there. Now, I'll play it. Okay, good. So what I'll do is I'll time switch my sample, make sure it's the right tempo. Once it is, I'll export this sample onto my disk. And once I get the right size of the sample I want to use, I'll get a standard just like you use here, like this. See that right there? This is the media card we use for our Motif. I'll take it, I'll put it right over here in my little drive right here. I got this in Tokyo. I was in Tokyo recently. It's a great little drive. It's a multi-card reader. So it reads all kinds of cards, like a compact flash, like this one right here, and it reads also the media card, so I can transfer my files back and forth. So I'll transfer a file there, right to the card. Once on the card, I will take that card and put it in my Motif. And make sure it's a waveform, because the Motif has to read a wave or an AIF file. Okay, so I got the card right here, as you can see. This is our monitor here in the studio, of course. We look at this monitor all the time, adjust what we're doing. Well, here, I've got a card in, as you can see on a slot right here. Go involved. And I'll pull this card out. Here's the card with my new sample. Put the card in. Now we're going to load that sample into our Motif. Okay, another way to actually sample and to get something sampled into our Motif is to sample it into a song. Now in this case, I'm going to use a microphone, but you can also use a guitar, a bass, or whatever you want to sample a little piece into a little part of the song, or a solo into your track. And here's how you do it. We're here now in song, as you can see. And what we plan on doing next is to sample. So we'll press integrated sampler. We've got sampling going on. But first, before we can sample, we need to make sure what? You know what we got to do. We got to go to that, press utility, and we got to go to mic. And now we hear me on the mic. Check that out. That's kind of fat. I like that. Okay? Next, we're going to go right to song. Now, see that there? Before we go to song, we're going to record a sampler, integrated sampler, and we've got to pick a track to record to. So I'm going to go here to Note, as you can see there. But first I'm going to go to Song and pick the track I want to record to. I'll press track number 6 here as we open. Let me try it. Matter of fact, I'll go to 6. It's good for right now. Okay. Matter of fact, let me go back to 9. I like 9 better. See that? Now, I'll go to integrated sampling. I'm set for sample and note. This means when I first start to say something in the microphone, the sampler section will trigger, and so will the song sequence. Now I've got it set to AD, which is analog digital, of course, our source file, our source, and we're going to do a stereo sample. In this case, I'm not in stereo. I think I'm on the right side, so here, I'll move over here, and I'll press record. And you can see me right there on the right side. See that? I'm saying something, and it's giving us a volume level. It's important to get the best level possible. Sounds good to me right there. Now, when I press record, the actual track will start. As you can see, as my input monitor, I can lower it even lower. You hear me less, I turn it louder, and you get even more and more and louder than ever before. See that? It's great. So we can monitor the level of what I'm saying here. Next, I'll press record, and when I start talking, the music will start playing.